Today in Minecraft Skyblock, I need to set up a spawner farm in order to make a lot of currency, and this will allow me to progress further on my island long term. Without further ado, let's begin. So I want to go ahead and figure out how to use spawners. That is the main plan because I don't really know exactly how they work, and right now we currently have a ton of spawners as you can see in PV1. But if we take a look at our island stats, we only have up to Mushroom, which I do want to get the Piglin Brute or maybe even the Drowned Zombie, since we have some of those. And we can actually upgrade the upgrade for Piglin Brute for 4 stat points, and we have 7 currently. So let's go ahead and do that to get 1 upgrade on that. So if we look again, it now costs 10 to get a Drowned Zombie. So let's go into PV1, grab out our Piglin Brutes and place these in. I believe you just right click them or shift right click depending on how many you want to put in. And there we go, we got our spawners. And there's another cool thing on the server. If you go ahead and right click the spawner, there are scroll slots. You can add scrolls to these spawners. So if I go into the shop and we look for the scroll shop, I think it is, or no, the gem shop, you can buy a fire, water, magic, or loot, which I've never seen the water scroll before, but the fire one is pretty simple. It kills the mobs for you, kind of like lava would, but just by a fire tick damage. But if we take a look here and read the chat, we can only kill the mob by actually using lava or a fire scroll, so we're gonna set up a fire scroll setup. Let's go into shop and we're gonna buy one for 50,000, and then we right click the spawner and we put it in, and I'm pretty sure the previous ones aren't gonna actually work, so we gotta wait until they respawn. So we're gonna go ahead and spleef those, and let's see if they spawn in or not, and of course take fire damage. And there we go, they're dying. And what do we get? We got netherite ingots and enchanted gem. Okay, so if we go in the shop and go here, we can sell them for 1 gem each, so we just sell hand them. Okay, so if I sell hand, we got 32 gems, and if I sell this, we got $9,600. So it's a variety of money and gems from that. That is really good. So imagine if we got higher tier spawners, that would be insane. So currently we have our chunk borders on. We're gonna go ahead and go up a decent bit. Actually, we're gonna buy a little bit more blocks, so we'll get a stack here, and then we're gonna go up a single stack of blocks. So let's go ahead and use 64 grass, and there we go. Okay, so now I want to find the center of the chunk, which is pretty easy to find. You just kind of do a diagonal line across the middle, and then you use 8 blocks on one side. So this is 4, 1, 2, 3, and then this is the center right here. It's usually lined up with this middle blue line here, so it should be fine for me to go ahead and destroy all this now. I am definitely gonna need to get an alt account going though, that's for sure. So what I've done is I've created a warp AFK1. So if I do IS warp AFK1, we should be able to get teleported up here, and then my alt can sit on there, and then we can have spawners dropping a ton of loot down, and we're gonna try and get a cell chest, I think is what it is. But now we have a way to get up top there, so we don't have to fly up every time. All right, we're gonna go ahead and break the spawner. Actually, we'll shift and then break it because it gives us all the spawners back, which is way easier. So I'm gonna go into shop and we're gonna buy out a little bit of deep slate bricks. We're gonna get a full stack, I think is a good plan. It's pretty cheap compared to the dirt and grass. And now we're gonna go, I believe, 2 blocks in between each spawner. So I don't really know the stacking limit. That is my only problem. So we're just gonna put 1 pillar for now on each corner of where this is currently. So right here would be another pillar, and then right here is another one, and then we gotta do 1 more. So let's go ahead and place that in, and we should be good. Okay, so we got pillars here, and we got the Piglin Brutes. Let's go ahead and place you in, shift right click, put in the fire scroll, and that should be good. This guy obviously did not die because there was no fire scroll in currently, but now when we go up here, the next mob that spawns should fall and die to fire. And there we go, it is falling, and it should have died. Yes, it did. So what we really need is to win an auto cell chest from one of these keys at some point. That is the plan. Of course, we have to work our way towards that, and we got even more spawners. Oh my gosh, and I think I got more Piglin Brutes we can place as well. And I also did do /kit Akuma, and it gave me a ton of free loot. It's only 1 time per map, I believe. So I got a lot of airdrops we're gonna place down and hope we get an auto cell maybe from this. I don't know if you can, but we might as well open them. Wouldn't hurt. We also have 2 robot eggs we're gonna open, see which ones we get. We might as well set some of those up at some point. And we got 2 grinding robots, and they're rarity. So from my understanding, auto cell chests are like the rarest thing possible that you essentially need. And we're gonna get everything out of here because there's just so much loot I have to go through. So I'm gonna get through all these really really quickly. So far we have about 91 Piglin Brutes, which is gonna bring us a lot of money. It's just we're not collecting it currently, so we are gonna set up a temporary chest system. And by temporary, it's gonna be very temporary and big though. So we need to find miscellaneous, and there should be chests somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay, hoppers are about 10k per. We'll see how many we need, but for now, I think we're just gonna buy a stack. A stack seems pretty reasonable. So this is 11 double chests here, and we're gonna have this go up 3 times in total. So about 33 double chests, which should be good enough for the time being. And they're not gonna all be their own chests like where the storage goes. It's all gonna flow down to the bottom. I want to be able to sell this as quick as possible when I do a sell, since we don't have an auto sell chest. This is all temporary, but it'll work for the time being. And we have our hopper limit, which is now hit. We have to go into island stats, and we're gonna have to upgrade this with 1 point. And then how much is the next one? 2 points. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade that as well. So now we have no more island stat points, which is unfortunate, but we can place down a total of 70 hoppers, just so we have this already fully set up on our hopper limit. We don't need this many, but we might as well have it just in case. All right, we're gonna make a row of hoppers going this way, and then we put our chunk hopper here. So if we go into PV4, I have a decent amount of legendary ones. How many can I have in a chunk? That's the real question, because I'm just gonna put them along here is the real idea. So we can have 3 in each chunk, so they'll all be sitting here at the very end, and then once these fill up, they all go to here. Perfect. So we're gonna stand up here, see where the loot actually flows to first, and then we'll go from there. Also, one good thing I've noticed is slash keys. We're getting a lot of legendary keys when I AFK on the server, because there is an enchant called Akuma's Blessing that gives keys to everyone when it activates. So most of the players that already have it are just basically feeding people who don't have it a ton of keys, which is gonna help us get a auto sell chest at some point. But we're gonna go ahead, go down here, see where the loot goes first. It goes into that one, and that one. So it goes into the first 4 to begin with, which is not bad. I'll take it. If I was able to, I would definitely filter out the gems into a different spot, but it doesn't seem like I can do that. So now what I'm gonna do is set up my alt account, and then we're actually gonna go start mining, because I definitely need to start mining. If you take a look at skills, we're still only level 15, and I would like to get up there a decent amount more, and maybe get some enchants on our pickaxe and upgrade it. As well, from the kit Akuma, I believe I got some boosters in PV2 that we can use that will help us in the long run when we're mining. These consumables will help a ton. Same with this skill booster on its own. We'll use them when we need them, of course. Okay, so I got my alt account set up. If you go IS Warp AFK1, you can see sub to Not Connor is here, which you should most definitely do. I'd appreciate it a lot as well. But anyways, our alt account is up, so now we're getting a decent amount of loot being AFK'd. So we're gonna go into Gem Shop now though, and we're gonna buy a scroll, and I think I want to get the magic one, just so then we get more spawns, because it spawns the mobs more often, and then we'll get a loot one eventually as well. Of course, when we have enough gems to do so. So we'll go ahead, right click this, put it in, and now we need one more, which will be our loot scroll eventually, but this should spawn the mobs more, so I am happy with it. But I think our next stats are gonna go into spawner limit, so we need 4 of them, so then we can access more spawners to place down, because we can only have 100 total, and we're at 91, so we definitely need to go ahead and invest in that. But I'm gonna go ahead and mine for a while, get my mining skill up, and then I'm gonna give an update here in a moment. So it is the next day, and I did do my fair share of mining. If we go ahead and do slash skills and take a look, we are at 33, working towards 34. So there is a lot of rewards that we can go ahead and claim that I'm just gonna quickly grab and see if there's any value blocks I could sell, and other good items like the Piglin Brutes that we definitely do need. Which reminds me, this is exactly enough to get us to 100 here, so we are now capped out on our 100 spawners. I am also selling the value blocks because we don't need those, and I spent 200 million not too long ago at a public island warp, and they were selling a normal auto sell chest, which is amazing. They have a 40-second interval of how long until they sell, so we're gonna set this up. And I also did expand the island a bit, and I was actually doing a weird method to sell all my loot. I was breaking the bottom chest, and then I was just replacing them after I sold all the loot on the ground. But I've been making some good money from this, and a good amount of gems. We're almost at 100,000 gems to get another scroll, which I want to get the loot scroll. So we'll see if we can get that as well here in a bit. And we got a lot of airdrops from AFKing as well that I'm definitely going to have to open. Same with the keys, but I think I'll hold off on the keys and the airdrops for now and wait for next video for that. So here's the plan with the collection of the chunk hoppers and the auto sell chest. We're going to put it right here, and I want to see how we can set this up. I think we can just go like this and then it works perfectly. If I'm not mistaken, this all should get collected when a mob drops. It should go right into the chest. Let's see. There we go. And then it's gonna sell, and I'll explain where that's going here in a moment. In the meantime, we are gonna go ahead and start destroying all this because we just don't need this anymore. So as you can see, 200 items have sold, but you're probably wondering, where does the money go? If you go ahead and type /IS bank, it goes into our bank, and so does the gems, and you can deposit and withdraw money in your bank, as well as if we go into island stats, you can actually upgrade your bank price limit, or like how much you can hold, I guess. And we have 6 stat points, which we are going to invest those into, of course, the spawner limit first. We're going to get 1 upgrade, as I said I was going to get, and then we're going to go ahead and upgrade our bank once. So now we have 100 million and 250k. That's not bad. And I'm going to save the stat point that I have spare for now. I think that's the plan. But I'm quite happy we don't have to have this giant big chest system anymore on the island. It's definitely in the way and does not need to be here. On the other hand, I did mine out about 4 mining books, so we are going to do some quick enchanting here, get some extra stuff. We get Book Hunter there, and what else do we get? Treasure Hunter I think I'm going to get for the crate keys, just so we can get that. Archaeologist for the gems, and then I think we'll go ahead and get Midas Touch because it gives us better versions of ores, which is really good. More money the better. So we can do /enchants and go to the enchants menu and look at how high levels go to, of course, just in case you want to see how they work and whatnot. So we are going to get efficiency to 5. We need to get 1 more applied. So we go to Tim the Enchanter, put the pickaxe in. We have a 88.8% chance, and it applied. So now we have a check mark on the enchant, or at least next to it, because that means we're done with it, from what it seems. We don't really have much more XP to spend right now because it's quite hard to get that, but the efficiency boost was definitely worth it. We're gonna have to get turbo mining so we can keep progressing on our skills and whatnot. That would probably be a good investment to get turbo mining next, all the way maxed out, of course. That being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I do appreciate all the support, and I will see you all in the next one.